Hello everybody and welcome back to Rogue Tech, where we are currently embarking on the second part of this escort mission. We have arrived at the escort zone. These guys need to get out of here. We have a round, though, before they get out, and they've got a pair of Nidhogg gunships here, so that's potentially a little bit spooky. We're going to move up with our Raven here, and we're going to see if we can't tag, say, this one. Actually, we're slightly better off going for this one, surprisingly. So let's see what we can get here. We definitely don't want to cluster up here, but they have AMS. That's fine. Let's see, who are we moving? Our Hunchy? Get up here in the water, ideally. This is kind of pot shots, but they're also clustered together. So let's see if we get any stray shots happening here. Nope. Okay. No hits there. Indeed you did. Good job. Base 22. This is their tag helicopter. Okay. That's fine.
Nice try.
Base 21. Warrior moves up. That's fine. Our guillotine is not going to be tremendously useful. We're going to position here and probably fire on this Nidhogg. We may want to fire our bolt-on rockets, but I think we'll hold on to those until we get a little bit closer.
Roger.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that we're getting no hits here. They, of course, have a bunch of evasive pips right now.
Damn it.
We're just trying to pull aggro on them right now, is the idea. Okay, that Nidhogg backed off. Ow.
Reporting. Major armor loss.
Ow, indeed. This one is also spooky.
Yep.
Well, we can close in on the Blackjack. Now, this may actually kill the Vulcan. Now that I think about it. Because this Nidhogg is still available. This was like 110, 80. Yeah, that's dangerous.
What do you need?
I'm going to instead position the Vulcan over here. Something like this. This is only 2 evasive pips. We're going to Vigilance. And we're going to try to hit this Nidhogg to get its attention.
Acknowledge.
We did manage to hit it. Only 2 damage, but that's okay. Let's see what it does here. If it moves to our rear arc, the Vigilance is useless. Oh, it's going for the Raven. It's dead. Rip Raven. Wait, it lived? It's a knockdown for sure. I'm actually surprised that the Raven survived that. I'm actually shocked. I guess the damage spread was just exactly what we needed.
Roger.
Okay, so we're going to fire on probably the Nidhogg over here. Now, these guys have AMS. This is primarily to trigger that. Actually, it's already been triggered, I guess? It didn't fire there.
What can I
Fascinating. This is an LRM-15. We're going to fire on this guy.
Time to die.
That was fantastic there.
I will be done.
The Archer is going to close in.
Moving
There's only so much it can do at this extreme range. 18%, 18%, 10%, and 0.9%. Yeah, we'll continue to fire on this Nidhogg. Okay, a few extra hits. We'll take it.
I hear ya.
And this one actually can't fire. It's out of range. That's fine.
Resting my neck.
This one absolutely can and should. 34.5%. Okay, that's not as good as I was hoping, but we'll take it.
Special delivery.
Okay. Locust moves up, doesn't fire.
Good to go.
This one is SRMs, and it can't fire at this range. And we can't move them. So that's okay. The Dervish moves up. It's not useful at all.
Waiting for orders.
The J. Edgar is going to sprint around. Actually, it doesn't even need to sprint. It's going to move around the back of this blackjack, and we're going to look to backstab it. The blackjack hasn't moved yet, but we did manage to put the ground on fire and give it plus 10 heat. Perfect. The blackjack moves now and probably fires on the Raven, yeah. Oh, that's a lot of missiles. I'm not surprised that the Raven died there. That focus fire, I don't think was particularly avoidable. However, I believe that our pilot is okay. Yeah, El Duce is okay. We'll repair the Raven. It's not a big deal. Honestly, the Raven is going to get phased out once our tonnage minimum goes up, so that's fine. We can actually just straight up kill this blackjack, though, I believe. We're going to move in behind it with the Maxim, and it's in some substantial danger here, although we actually lost hit percentage here, oddly enough. Okay.
Locking in. All weapons.
Yeah, that didn't go so well. The Cestrus moves up.
Objective secured.
Okay, the vehicles are out of here. That is wonderful. Next up, the cavalry tag helicopter moves. Looks like the Vulcan is the next focus. Okay. Noted.
Standing by.
The Vulcan should probably look to get some evasive pips then. Maybe sprinting in behind the blackjack. And we should vigilance here. And rear arc attack that blackjack. Okay, 4 damage into that rear arc. Great. The warrior fires on the blackjack as well. Another 4 damage. These Nidhogg's are the dangerous ones, though. There's no doubt about that. That said, they should be getting close to being out of their... Okay, that's not surprising. They're firing their bombs there on the J. Edgar. He did, however, backstab his friend there. And you can see here that this Nidhogg is out of ammo for most of its weapon systems. This one's still got some bomb racks going, and that's what ended up killing the J. Edgar. I'm not super surprised by that. I'm also not super upset about that. The Hunchback is going to move up to this position. I would love to fire on these Nidhoggs. I don't know that it's super worthwhile. Actually, it's about the same to fire on anything. So we will go ahead and fire on this one.
Roger.
Okay, little bit of damage into the Nidhogg there. We could evac, but I don't think that's worthwhile. Yeah, that is always a danger on the vehicles. The Nidhoggs are basically a hard counter to our vehicles because they don't really care so much about our evasion.
Double time.
They've just got those AoEs. However, they should be running out of ammo for them quite soon. These hit odds are awful, and we're just not going to take them. The Dervish moves up and makes the same exact decision. Okay. Now the Blackjack fires on the Hunchy. Fascinating.
I'm here.
Our Guillotine is now going to move up, and it's starting to get into proper engagement range. So we will fire on this Nidhogg with everything we've got right now.
Okay, I'm on it.
Okay, we missed a lot there. However, we did do some damage to it.
Orders.
Our Striker is going to position somewhere like... these are not ideal locations. Something like here. This is better.
All right. Full speed.
And from here, we will go ahead and fire on this Nidhogg.
Fire with all weapons.
Okay. Structure exposure. So there is on that right torso.
Yes, Commander.
So we want to get in on its right side, which is over here. Now, the Maxim is almost certainly going to get blown up this round. I don't think there's anything we can really do about that because of the exposed structure here. So we're just going to try to do what we can to hit this guy and shoot him out of the sky.
All weapons go.
Just like that. Okay, one Nidhogg down.
Reporting vehicle destroyed.
The other Nidhogg, the question is, what does it have remaining? How many bombs? The answer is, it's still got some. Noted. The Vulcan is going to walk in here and melee attack the Blackjack in its rear arc. We missed the melee, which makes me super sad.
Damn it!
We did hit the Omnimech Gyro there.
Scored a critical hit.
Warrior moves up, doesn't do anything to the Blackjack. This Nidhogg certainly kills the Maxim here, and probably does some hefty damage to the Vulcan in the meantime. Okay, the Cavalry will kill the Maxim. Actually, it survived that somehow.
I'm taking internal damage.
That's a really, really good thing for us, that it survived that, because that means that the Nidhogg has to burn a bomb on it.
Standing by.
The Guillotine will go ahead and move up here to this position.
Let's move.
We're running hot, that's okay. 46%, and yeah, we definitely go for the tag helicopter here. I think we don't fire the medium pulse lasers.
Attacking from
And this is probably not going to do much. Yeah, as expected. It's just sad that this Lance pretty much hard counters us.
Position confirmed.
Okay. The Nidhogg, we have very little hit odds on. Same with the Cavalry. The Archer is probably not going to do too much here. Yeah, we'll just fire follow the leader missiles here. On the off chance that we hit one, we'll hit all of them. But we don't. I'm not surprised by this, to be fair.
Damage.
Okay, so the Dervish is not going to do much here. Now, we can come in and attack this Blackjack from the rear arc with our Hunchy as well. And that's something we're going to do. I want this Blackjack dead. Oh, we missed that melee as well. Oof. Even so, the Blackjack is dead. But we lost the evasive pips, which makes me sad. Base 17, the Nidhogg moves now. We're probably going to say goodbye to the Maxim. Kaboom. That was expected.
I hate these guys.
That was 100% expected.
I'm here.
And the vehicles are, of course, expendable. So we don't exactly care about that. We're going to move the Striker up, and we're going to hit the Nidhogg with everything the Striker's got. It does have its AMS, and the AMS took down almost everything. However, its AMS have now fired, and our other missiles will be acceptable. Phase 23, the Cavalry helicopter. Okay. It appears to be out of its heavy weapon ammo. That's very good for us. Warrior firing on the Nidhogg. Not doing much there. It actually got AMS'd. Yeah, this is out of its ATGM missile racks. The Nidhogg firing on the Striker. Ow.
Losing armor.
Indeed. I believe the Nidhogg is out of bombs now, so that's good.
I'm here.
Now the question is, what side do we want to hit this on? 140, 265. Okay, rear arc is best. I do want to take out this Cavalry helicopter, though. But I think we're just going to get in behind the Nidhogg here and do what we can. Of course, we can't melee attack it,
Okay, I'm on it.
but that is some good damage into its rear arc. Dervish moves up, doesn't do anything. Locust, same story.
Standing by.
Our Guillotine can almost get up into the mineral field. I'm not going to quite get there because there is a penalty to shots made from a mineral field as well as to a mineral field. But we'll go ahead and fire on this Nidhogg from this angle. I would love to fire these pulse lasers. We do have an ammo explosion chance with that. I think we'll not fire this medium pulse laser to negate that.
Acknowledge.
That was a lot of front arc damage there. To the point where I want to put this Hunchy right here. Right in his front arc. Because he's actually less armored in his front now than he is in his rear arc. Light him up. That was a structure exposure, pilot ejection. Perfect. Okay. Our striker is actually going to move out of this fire. Probably should have moved slightly forward from there, but that's okay. Little bit of damage to that helicopter. That helicopter is quite armored, though. This actually is direct LOS. I'm a little shocked about that. Artemis ammo it is. Okay, reasonable damage there. Those Nidhogg's sucked to deal with, but replacing the vehicles isn't going to be very difficult. It's the Raven that we need to determine whether we actually want to replace that or not. And I'll have to think about that. Like, the vehicles are no problem, right?
On my way.
But the Raven, we'll have to see just how much damage that actually was. I think it was quite a lot. Okay, let's get out of here.
Vehicle killed.
They just focused on the Raven so hard. Which is fair enough. I'm not sure what this freeze is. Hello? Rogue Tech? You okay? Usually Rogue Tech is okay when this happens, and we just have to be patient. Yep, exactly.
Mission successful.
Wonderful. So, what do we get from salvage here? And does it pay for the Raven? Well, we'll see what's going on with the Raven. It could be that the Raven is unsalvageable, but I kind of doubt that. We'll see. Although I wouldn't mind getting some Nidhogg parts. That would be hilarious. 4 Jaeger mech parts. That is worth a priority salvage. That's a full Nidhogg as well. We could grab ourselves a full Nidhogg off of this. That would require 3 priority salvage slots. But that would fit our vehicle doctrine better than the Striker. So we can grab all that. And we've got one more. Question is, what do we go for? A pair of snub-nosed PPCs? Okay. Improved FCS, a clan FCS, 2 double heat sinks. We grab those. Confirm that. And that is fantastic. Do we need this AC-5? We'll keep it around. AoE rockets, I'll get rid of those. LRM-15 Longfire, we'll keep. Snub-nosed PPCs, we'll keep. A pair of Engine Core 175s, we'll sell those. Engine Core 250, we'll sell that. We'll keep this Engine XL. A couple more heavy ferro armor. 4 sensor basic, we'll get rid of those for now. An SLDF sensor, we'll keep around. Standard heatsink cooling, we don't need. A pair of standard fusion engines that we don't need. And some AC-2 ammo that we don't need. Okay. Overall, that was some really good salvage. We didn't get a full Jaeger out of that unless we've got another Jaeger part somewhere. We should look into that. And the question is the Raven repairable? We'll take a look at that. In terms of how much it's going to cost, I have no idea what Yang's estimate is going to be because of the Raven. But other than the Raven, it won't be very expensive to repair those vehicles that were destroyed. But this is going to be possibly more expensive. Yeah, 300k? Do it. I mean, we made money off of that. So, we'll hop over to our mech bay, And we'll go into our storage here. We'll deal with the Raven in a moment. But first, we can ready a Jaeger. Now, this is JM6DG. What if instead... We need to look at the hardpoints here. So this is the 4 ballistic, 2 laser hardpoints. Now this does have anti-air targeting, which is super nice. Okay, so we need to go into heavy here. And we need to be looking at this guy. This is a field refit. The result of inspired technicians... It replaces the autocannons with 2 Gauss rifles and 6 tons of ammunition. In order to accommodate the change, the lasers were swapped out for ER mediums. I like this variant better. So we will bring in the parts from the base variant, and we'll confirm that. Excellent. Okay, and then we will also need to ready this Nidhogg. And we will go ahead and bring in a couple of extra parts. Fantastic. So that gets us our own Nidhogg. Slow, insanely durable, and packing the sort of firepower that makes an Atlas look like a pop gun. Indeed. Okay, so the Nidhogg is better for us than the Striker, for sure. And that gives us our Jaeger mech that we're going to need to repair. We should also store the Nidhogg and then pull it back out of storage to put it into the vehicle bay. Now that'll take 1 day to ready, but that's okay. And so now that'll be in our vehicle bay. Wonderful. So the Striker is going to be kind of sidelined. The Nidhogg is 10 tons heavier, to be sure, but it will fit much better with our vehicle doctrine. So I like that a lot. Now, the Raven. We're going to go ahead and stop work on that. And we're going to refit this. The Raven took a beating. There's no doubt about that. We're going to have to redo this. Okay, so we lost the Engine XL, the Engine Core 210. We did, however, get an Engine XL, so that's great. The Engine Core 210... that we can put in there, and this is already more expensive than what it was estimating, but that's expected. Engine Core 210. Endosteel structure, ferrofibrous armor on here. That's fine. We can put both of those back on. We could even do clan ferrofibrous armor, which I don't hate in this situation. We lost the Narc over here, which I'm kind of okay with. I think I would rather, instead of the Narc, put in the Tag over here. Like that. Now we have 10 tons remaining. We also lost a medium pulse laser over here, which we should be able to replace, right? I think. Yeah, we've got a medium pulse laser that we could put in here. We could, however... think about doing something a little more hilarious. Let's max out that armor for sure. And that gives us 2 tons to work with. If we were to drop the LRM ammo and the LRM itself, we have 11 tons. We could make this work. Here's the hilarious idea. We drop the medium pulse laser. We put in dual snub nose PPCs. Yeah, it's super heat inefficient. We can think about that. We could think about potentially, let's see here. This is 2 external free heat sinks. So these are both free heat sinks. We have 2 available double heat sinks. We don't have a double heat sink kit. Fair enough. We'll drop 1 snub nose PPC. And we'll put back the medium pulse laser. We could crank up the engine core from a 210 to something like a 250. That's a possibility. Okay, we have no external free heat sinks at this point. Noted. And we can't have any additional free heat sinks right now. If we took this up to a 300, yes, we're overweight. What does that do to our engine heat sinks? That allows us to do an engine heat sink plus 2, which we've got that plus 3. Okay, noted. Noted. We could, however, simply drop this down to an engine core, say 280, 250. Yeah, an engine core 250, and then equip in a heatsink here, like that. And then we have 0.3 tons to work with. How do we want to handle that? We could simply drop the small laser, and then a tiny amount of leg armor, which I don't really like dropping, but something like that, and then put in an additional heatsink. Like that. Okay, validate that. Oh, we need to make sure to hit that repair all button. Okay, now it should be good. Yes, that is expensive, but it's okay. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. In next episode, we will address this shiny new Jaeger that we got. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.